Hello, Libra. Welcome to your monthly reading for March 2026. I don't know why I did that. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Libra, if you are new to my channel, I'm going to do your astrological overview. Then I'm going to give you your full Celtic cross spread. Then we're going to break it down week by week. We're going to pull more cards. We'll talk about more aspects. You know this is a loaded month, okay? And then we'll do the second spread. So, Libra, I got really, really good news for you. You have been accepted to Spiritual Warrior Academy. Congratulations. Classes start right away. They start right now, okay? You're going to be going through a lot of life experiences that test the leader, the role model, the hero, all within you, right? That's your big test for this month, your vision for your future. So, so you get exactly what you want, exactly what you deserve. You can thank Saturn and Neptune, who paid for your enrollment, and they also gave you no choice. So, welcome to transformation mode. Thanks to last month's Great Reset. The fact that, and here's the other thing, it was such a big deal, right? The Saturn Neptune conjunction, 0 degrees, the Great Reset. It was in eclipse season. So it was between eclipses. So as you can see, we're still in eclipse season. And yeah, we'll talk about it. But last month, you were asked to start creating and start building out your new world. Okay? I know you've been doing a great job. A lot of this focus will be on relationships and partnerships that you have, maybe new ones. A lot of new ones that are coming in this month, by the way. Congratulations. You've been doing a great job, okay? Creating your new reality. But the planets this month, they are going to say, like, we want receipts. Prove it and own it, okay? Luckily, you got some great teachers. You got Saturn, you got Neptune, you got Mars, all of them, okay? They're going to guide you into your new era because March is like an initiation, okay? You'll be continuing to build out your new world, but by the middle of the month, you are going to be expected to make it real. All right. That's what this month is like. And that's because we have another reset. Yeah. The equinox. We'll talk about it. When all the planets go direct, when Mercury goes direct. Yeah. Remember, Mercury's still retrograde. Yeah. Yeah. The first half. So just know that, again, we are in eclipse season. We're coming right off of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. And even for a lot of y'all, we're still within, if you're watching this, because I dropped this before the actual month begins, we do have the Mars-Uranus square in Taurus, right? So there's still maybe some radical changes that you're going to experience before you even get to March. But here's the other thing. Notice there are no blue asterisks, okay, that indicate the best aspects of the month. And that's because if you saw my March astrology overview live stream, which I'll leave at the end of this video, you're welcome, there are no challenging aspects in all of March. None. And the reason why that's just so bonker sauce is because if you saw the live stream, I also said this is a month where there's almost a major aspect every day. Okay? There's some days that have 2, 3, 4 major aspects. It's loaded. Okay? Bonker sauce. It's big. And so doing the math, that's, yeah. No squares, no oppositions. We're obviously leaving out the moon. The moon does its own thing. That's typically, emotions, feelings, memory, etc. But here's the other thing. It is one of the best months of 2026, okay? But even though there's no challenging aspects, the magnitude of some of the aspects this month are so strong. It's going to be, honestly, how you work with them. All right? So keep that in mind. And another thing that I said, I think I said this in your 2026 live stream as well, or astrology or forecast, is that there's 3 really big flashpoints in 2026, February, April, and July. Yeah? Those are months that are like movers and shakers. And so you heard that I said February and April, right? March fits right in the middle. So March is kind of like a bridge. And the majority of the planets you're going to notice are just in this small area in the sky. Yeah? They're sitting in Pisces and Aries. Pisces, that represents endings. the last zodiac, right? Aries, the beginning of the beginning. So when I say you're going to have change and you're really leaving the old world for the new world, oh, just wait till we get to April. Oh my diddly days. It is got to be a month, but just expect a lot of change this month. Looking at what's going on for you, yeah, partnerships, obviously, one of the biggest themes, but career is just off the charts. You're going to have some changes, okay? Just letting you know it is just, it's right there. And so keep that in mind. And one of the biggest tests of March will be, what are you willing to let go for your new era? There are some things that you're going to have to remember, non-negotiable. We're going to have to leave a lot behind. All right. So this is a busy month. I'm going to just highlight the big aspects I want you to be mindful of. So we're going to skip some of these. All right. We'll talk about some of them when we break everything down week by week. But please pay attention to the first week. That's where I'm going to put most of the emphasis, because next week, I'll be skipping the first week. We're going straight to the second week because it is applesauce, Bonkersville. Okay. So, yeah, class is beginning. You got your notebooks. Because not even on the whiteboard. And that's the other thing. Not everything's on the whiteboard. There's a lot more on the back. I'm just going to give you a little brief. Sunday, March 1st, Ceres, yeah, is going to conjunct Chiron and Eris in Aries. So what does that mean? Ceres, who's dwarf planet, Virgos, yeah, Virgo's dwarf planet, has all the qualities of Virgo, yeah, dwarf planet like Pluto, okay, so a big deal, conjuncting Chiron and Eris in Aries, which you've been working with all of February. There's sextiles, yeah. And Eris being the disruptor, Mars's, sister, all of that. They're in Aries in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, commitments, business partners, personal relationships, like your sister, your private chef, lover, doesn't matter, marriage. That's a lot of activity there this month. Okay. And this is where you're healing old wounds, sometimes ripping out the Band-Aid. But you got Ceres, who is all about nourishment, all about nurturing. Yeah. She is conjuncting them. And so she's like Mother Earth. She's Mama Bear. What she wants you to do is take care of you, okay? Because you have to be in good shape if you're going to take care of others, okay? What are the needs that you have that are unmet at this point? When it comes to protection, when it comes to even like respect and fairness. So that's what you're going to be feeling as you move into this month. And again, this is all in your 7th house of relationships. Yeah. And it's a big deal because look what's happening on March 3rd. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis here. And a lot of it may be, like really working with your subconscious. And I'll explain why. But March 2nd, Mars is going to move into Pisces. And this is the first time in like 2 years. Pisces, as we know, is very spiritual, emotional, imagination, creativity, healing. Yeah. Mars is just like not into any of that. He likes action movies. Okay. He likes being a gladiator. He likes burning things. Anyway, you would think that Mars doesn't do well in Pisces, but I love Mars in Pisces because what he does is he directs all his energy into the spiritual, into the metaphysical and therapy and creative arts. So imagine him just wading through the infinite emotional waters of Pisces. He's got to be a little bit relentless because he's the ruler of Aries. Okay. The next sign over, he can see his home. He can see his home. So his conviction is going to be like a mountain. He wants to get home, but he's going to be doing things on the way because he's so fired up. So he is going to be generating energy in this dreamy, spiritual seascape. Yeah. And when he's here, there's going to be ripples. So this is like an awakening in itself. But remember, Pisces rules your 6th house. So what does this mean? The entire month, your soul will be lit, as the kids say. Maybe they don't anymore. You're going to be emotionally driven. You're going to feel very passionate. You're going to be taking inspired action toward what inspires you. That's the great thing about this. You are going to really feel that drive in terms of what is truly meaningful in my life and how am I going to get it? What am I going to do to get it? And it's also just like really strong creative energy. Honestly, everything divine. But Pisces rules your sixth house, so it is your daily activities. You're just you're seeking what's meaningful in terms of changing everything for you to make everything, your daily routines, more meaningful, as well as work. Yeah, we'll get to that. Work is going to be a big theme for you. There's going to be a lot of energy here. Colleagues, employees, which also means, yeah, you may, have some aggressive moments with, maybe belief systems with, bosses, people in the workspace. Six houses, the workplace. It's also pets. A lot of y'all may be getting pets. The other thing is it's health. All right. So you may be taking a lot of action to improve health. And the reason why is because Tuesday, March 3rd, we have a total blood moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. Okay, that's about 12, 13 degrees. Around 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. If you want to, convert that. If you are in the U.S., yes, you're going to be able to see this at that time. All right. Now, lunar eclipses, as you know, are like 100 times the power of a full moon. And full moons represent culmination, turning points, endings, as does Pisces. We're in Pisces season. We have 4 planets: Mars, Mercury, Venus, and the sun. All these inner planets in Pisces. So there's truly something ending here, coming to completion. Okay? And maybe even for you, like a personal reckoning. Yeah? Remember, eclipses bring change. They also, especially lunar eclipses, eclipse things out of your life. Yeah? So keep that in mind. This eclipse is right on the node. So expect faded change and expect to start eliminating old patterns and old habits and routines. It's in Virgo that rules daily routines, but you see what's happening here. You've got all this energy in your sixth house. That's daily routines. Why? Because that's Virgo's home. Virgo rules the sixth house. So this is particularly more amplified for you than any other sign. Okay? Libra, just letting you know. And don't forget, here's the thing. I want you to think about what happened August last year. Yeah, August and September. Remember, we had that rare, like 2 new moons. One of them was a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. So just think about August to September. Yeah, your birthday season. What happened around that time when it came to your daily routines, your lifestyle, health, gym, fitness, spiritual health, even work, things that have to do with work, maybe paperwork, maybe, things in the office. Those were 2 new moons back to back. And then from this point, there is something here that, there may be a spotlight here. It's really strong mutable energy. You are going to be adapting to change or pivoting or ascending. This, like Pisces Virgo, is the health axis. Okay. And for you, it just happens to hit both, right? Virgo rules their 12th house. That's Pisces home. Okay. And Pisces rules their 6th. That's Virgo's home. So again, very amplified here for you. When I say health, all matters of it: physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, all of it. Okay. So with this eclipse, things can be very cathartic for you. It's Mercury ruled as well. There may be some truth coming to light. You may have a new way of thinking because of something that happens around this time. Remember, eclipses, full moons, they illuminate as well. Maybe something really nostalgic with Mercury retrograde. Yeah, it could even be former colleagues, employees, bosses that are just kind of emerging into your life right now, or events from the past, particularly August, September last year. So with that said, Virgo ruling your 12th house. 12th house, it's just very spiritual. It's honestly very nebulous too. There's everything beyond the physical plane. So you can't really, there's nothing here in the material. However, the 12th house is a place of like rest and healing. It is the subconscious. It's a really heightened intuition. And, this is a lunar eclipse. So Your intuition could be really strong. You could be delving into the subconscious. There could be something here because it's all about health and healing. There could be something here where you are confronting any, past traumas, right? It is the subconscious. And remember, that happens inside you, not to you, right? And so this is a really great eclipse to eclipse those things out of your life that are not serving you well, health wise. All right. There is going to be something here that is likely to show you where you're, places where you're not taking care of yourself. All right. Because there's so much here with the 12th. So, the lower expressions of this 12th house would be like self sabotage. It would also be like hidden enemies, colleagues, employees, very, devil wears Prada. There may be just, can we bury the hatchet? Things like that. Okay. There's also, isolation is a big part of it, but it's health. And I really want you to think about that. All right. Because the 12th house is also like, hospitals, etc. So ask yourself, am I taking care of myself? Am I, even like small things, am I sitting in a desk all day long? That may not be great for you. Am I putting too much energy into perfectionism? That's that lower frequency, the lower, expressions of Virgo. Am I being hard on myself? Am I being self-critical? Am I worrying too much? Am I overworking? This is all happening in your place of, work. Do I feel burnout? Do I have strict routines? Are they too strict? Am I thinking pessimistically? Those are some things I want you to think about around this eclipse, okay? It is going to be in your health axis. And just remember, nobody is perfect. We're all human. You're good, okay? And Virgo is purification, so consider this like a detox as well. Even a spiritual detox for you. It's Mercury ruled. It's, Virgo rules the digestive system, your gut, trust your gut, the nervous system. So again, they're, break out the sage, break out some candles. Remember last week, have a bath, take a bath, calm the mind, release anything that's not serving your higher good. All right. Protect your time, your health, your heart, your mission. Do some breath work, do some gardening, grounding. Is Virgo, earth sign. Put crystals in your water. One of my, top tips with crystals. So there is going to be something that has to go. Okay. And it might have to be something about you. All right. Because again, it's hitting your 12th house. That's the biggest thing. And a lot of that would be the subconscious, but also your 6th. So there may be something here with work. Yeah. And you can't bring it into your new era tour. And if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for a rising or a moon, or for your sister, your best friend or colleague, Samantha, it does not matter. All the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, they're gonna feel the eclipse the most. And if you have any planets in your natal chart, 10 to 15 degrees in any of those signs, well, those planets will be impacted. They're gonna be aspected. You would feel it the most. Here's the silver lining, okay? And let me take that back. It's not a bad eclipse at all. It's just people always, we tend to, like, when we hear eclipse, we're like, it's actually a good one. It's just asking you to make some, release, okay? But here's a reason why. 2 reasons why. A, Venus in Pisces, remember, exalted in Pisces, your ruler, is going to sextile Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees. So, this is really amazing. We're out of the squares to Uranus that brought like chaos and breakdowns and unexpected moments. And now that cycle's over. It's only going to be sextiles from now. So that's really great. Okay. And B, I hope you have like Venmo or, a bank account, because Venus, the planet of money, is having this amazing aspect with Uranus, the planet of surprises and the unexpected. That's in Taurus, the finance sign. Venus is home. Yeah. So the fact that you have Uranus and Taurus in your 8th house of shared resources, of money, Okay. And this would be more investments. It would be more inheritance, bonuses, commissions, royalties. It's, loans, taxes, things like that. There's money stuff here. And there's money stuff here, especially in the workspace, as well as, just work, your daily activities, passion projects, assignments, things like that, right? Maybe new clients. There's some great unexpected things. And yeah, you could also have like this big breakthrough. And, I wouldn't even count out like relationships with, the eighth house so activated. There's something really transformative for you. But yeah, you think like, unexpected raise, unexpected promotion, things like that. It's also, again, just very romantic. It's Venus and Pisces. So love and romance and even creativity, creative projects. You just may see some change. You may see some, breakthroughs. It is a sextile. It's a window of opportunity for you to take action. You're going to feel very magnetic, especially in the workplace. And Venus is social. Remember that. So please use this time to network, make yourself present, break out of your comfort zone. That's what Uranus wants. And we only get this twice a year. So there could be some enormous payoff for you, all right, around this time. And this is going to be the last aspect you will have with an exalted Venus. Now, the other thing is, you see what's happening after, right? So Jupiter is already connecting with the node or this eclipse. But what's really nice is that Jupiter's wife, Juno, yeah, Juno, Hera in Greek, Juno, your asteroid. Juno, that represents truth and balance and justice and equality in love and marriage and partnerships, business partners, contracts, agreements. She's connecting with the eclipse too. So you got Jupiter and Juno both really negotiating with the nodes. You have this amazing nodal axis, and Juno is in Capricorn. That's your fourth house. And so there may be something that you may have some big breakthrough. You may have some changes, something that brings you a lot. It's like honor and glory right here, right? And in your fourth house, yeah, home, family, real estate. I mean, that's something that's just ongoing for you. You have a lot of home stuff, like your domestic sector, your personal life, even real estate. Did I say that? Yeah, property matters. Anyway, this is all building to Thursday, March 5th, where you are going to have the Sun in Pisces trine Jupiter and Cancer. This is one of the best aspects of the month. This is only one of 2 times we will have this, okay? The second time will be December. But when you have the Sun trine the planet of good fortune and luck and wisdom and profit, right? Who's at his degree of exaltation. I talked about that last week, all right? This aspect brings success and public recognition and optimism and hope and self-belief and your faith restored in some way, especially when it has to do with work and career, because Jupiter in Cancer rules your 10th house of career and ambition and fame. It is public recognition and honors and achievements. And even if you're not here for a career, this is whatever you want to be known for, right? Just think about your greatest passions. What do you want to put out there? And so you have this amazing aspect where you have the Sun in Pisces. Remember, he has an army with him. He has Mars, he has Mercury connecting with Jupiter in Cancer. So that's your 6th house and your 10th house. Jupiter natively rules your 6th house. And so truly something with work. There's something here that even if it's not like something that's just so obvious for you, this is you broadening your horizons. This is the big picture for you. So Jupiter expands. Jupiter is good fortune. There could be some opportunities that's opening up for you around this time. So I, again, absolutely love this for you. You may feel like your sense of purpose locked in, especially with work and career, as well as, home and family. That's still a big theme that's happening for you, especially with Juno involved. You like sell a home too. It's like, it's like mortgage stuff. Anyway, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. will feel this the most. I am throwing in the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you have any planets, 13 to 17 degrees in the water signs the most, yeah? You will really feel this. Friday, March 6th, Venus, your ruler, moves into Aries, immediately joining Saturn and Neptune. Venus is going to be here pretty much the entire month. Just expect a shift, okay? She's leaving her throne in Pisces, where she's exalted, into Aries, okay? And so again, Aries rules your seventh house. So you have the planet of love and money and, harmony, creativity, all of that in your seventh house of love and marriage and relationships and partnerships. So expect a shift here, a big one, when it comes to not only relationships, but money, creative projects, creative partners. You are going to have this sense of like leadership, confidence. There may be some new projects you're working on. Remember, she's going to be here at those early degrees. There's something that's going to be building from this point, something in business. You're definitely going to feel a lot more driven and assertive. And you might feel a little bit less open to compromise, okay? And that's because Mercury, as we know, doesn't do well in Pisces, where he's detriment. Saturn doesn't do well in Aries, where he's in his fall. Uranus feels stuck in Taurus. And Venus, who is very social, harmony, diplomacy, doesn't do well in the sign of I am, okay? So for pretty much the month, it is going to be all about you, like as in what serves your higher good, okay? What's in it for me? And it's okay to have these moments, especially in a month like this, all right? Again, a lot of this big picture energy, you're going to feel, and a lot of this will be with relationships and contracts, okay? So don't sign a contract where like you're getting nothing out of it. The other thing is that Saturday, March 7th, we will have a Mercury Cazimi. I'm looking at this, and there's two things that can happen for you, all right? And this is happening in Pisces. Mercury, remember, is all about the facts. It's consciousness. Pisces, the subconscious, converging. You're going to have some downloads. You're going to have some revelations. You're going to have pay attention to your dreams. You're going to be getting messages from your dreams. This is very spiritual. I wouldn't be surprised if you like astral project when you fall asleep at work, during a conference call, whatever it is. But this may be a little bit confusing for you. Okay, there may be some confusing moments. There could be something that is said around this time that's confusing only if you're not like awake. Yeah, like truly awake. Because it is a Cazimi. This is a reset. This is when you do have clarity. So just know if there's anything from the past that comes up around this time, events or circumstances or people from your past, especially colleagues and place works, there's a reason for it. Okay, so that would be the big thing. Okay, you might make some sort of announcement this day too. It seems really big. Now here's the other thing. You have so if you're a subscriber, I always tell you when the moon is in Scorpio. When the moon's going to be in Scorpio. And I tell you this because more like a heads up, because the moon in Scorpio has intensity. And there's another planet that doesn't do well in a sign. The moon does not do well in Scorpio at all. So there's this emotional intensity. I mean, heightened intuition, which is great. But you've already got Uranus and Taurus in your eighth. That's Scorpio's home. Now, Scorpio rules your second house of self-worth and self-value, but also money, finances, income, salary. And therefore, you're going to feel this urge, right? Emotionally driven, but there's a grand water trine with the moon in Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer, Mercury in Pisces. So remember, you had a couple of these last fall too. This is connecting your sixth house of work, your 10th house of career, your second house of money. For the next few days, there may be something here, is all I'm saying. On the same day, you will have Venus conjunct Neptune in Aries at 1 degree. This is just, you are really fantasizing about relationships, partnerships, contracts. But this is, it's at 1 degree. It's a conjunction. It's little sister, big sister. Venus is a lower octave of Neptune, right? You had a little bit of this, a little bit last summer. All right. So this is really great if you have a foot on the ground. Um, this is a lot of heightened imagination, creativity, but it's also music. I mean, the two planets rule music. Hemisync have that flow state. It's also the arts, but it's also Neptune. So it can be very, very inspiring for you in terms of your values and relationships and money and partnerships and love. So do dream big, okay? Dream big. You may have something here that really inspires you, but definitely still have a foot on the ground. And Sunday, March 8th, happy daylight savings, huh? Happy no longer it's dark at 4 p.m. Like pitch black. We have 4 aspects of this day. All right. And I really want you to pay attention to this. Venus conjunct Saturn, 2 degrees. Okay. And Aries. So, yeah. Speaking of, initiation, this is the first time you've had Venus conjunct Saturn in Aries in 29 years. And again, it's your ruler Venus in your 7th house of partnerships, love, marriage, relationships, business partners, personal relationships, contracts. Okay. Saturn is all about the long term, about commitments. And so this is theoretically really great for you, but it's very new energy. Remember, Neptune's here as well. All right. It's part of more like a third wheel, but still here. And so remember that Venus and Saturn do not do well in Aries. And Aries is all about initiating. It's that pioneering spirit. And this is a conjunction to consider a seeding point. So there is something here that you're going to want or that you're going to put action toward in terms of, partnerships, contracts, perhaps something new. All right. Love, marriage, all that. Money matters. Yeah. New job, new company. There's something here. But just remember that with it being an Aries, just know that you still have to think of you. Okay. This may even be a checkpoint in current relationships, current partnerships, whatever it is, whatever your desires are, your passions. Ask yourself, am I really committed to this? What do I get out of this? What are the boundaries? If I am committed, what are the boundaries I need here? And the structure, any more discipline that we can put into this? Because there is going to be a little bit of you stepping up as a leader in this role. Okay. And don't forget, Saturn is karma. Yeah. And karma literally means action in Sanskrit. And Saturn, the planet, karma, is literally in the sign of action. So there is something here that's being initiated. There's something here that's brewing for you. It looks like it's going to go for the long term, but think about you too. Cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and you will feel this the most. If you have any planets 0 to 4 degrees in any of those signs in your natal chart, well, there you go. And if you're a Libra and you have that in, I don't know, your, ascendant, I mean, like, you'll just see it. You'll feel it. You're going to really feel it. What you're also going to feel is Mercury trine Jupiter at 15 degrees on the same day. So, hello. This is absolutely amazing because this is, one of the best aspects again. And Jupiter's still at his degree of exaltation and he's still exalted. And this is amazing. So, you could get some really great news in work, in career. Okay. Really, really wonderful news. And this would also be a really great day and you could also get some really great insights, a really great day to maybe pitch or negotiate. It's still Pisces energy, okay, with Mercury and Pisces, which is like forgiveness. It's, maybe even apologizing. There is a sense of making up here, bury the hatchet, forgive and forget, supporting others, but you will definitely feel blessed. And with Mercury retrograde, yes, a lot of what happens this day could be something, maybe someone from the past that is part of this, or, something that you're returning to fix. Anyway, it will be the water signs that feel this the most. I'm throwing in the earth signs as well. And then the grand water trine is still happening, by the way. So you still have so much emphasis with work, career, your daily activities, money, finances, even relationships, that it's a big thing. You're going to have some big changes in work, profession. And again, if you are not working, if let's say you are retired, it is whatever you are doing that you want to be perceived as. I mean, if you stop working, if you're retired, you can still pursue passions. Yeah. So there's still a lot happening for you here. All you have to do is continue to take action and vibrate at that high frequency. Yeah. Now, Jupiter will go direct on March 10th, and that's going to change the game for you. This is when you're going to see the doors of possibility open, and there are going to be many doors. All you have to do is turn the knob. All right? That's all you have to do. And Jupiter's going to be direct from this point until, the summer when Jupiter moves into Leo. But yeah, remember, Jupiter's in Cancer in 10th house. So a lot of momentum, a lot of support, a lot of confidence, a lot of activity in career and fame. You're going to be the next Confucius. Remember, spiritual warrior. And he was a Libra. And then we're going to talk about, we'll talk about next week. Mars conjunct the North Node. Mercury conjunct Mars. Obviously, really big deal. Really big deal for you. All right? We'll talk about it when we get to it. But, next week, because that's obviously fated events that are happening for you. And you're just, again, there's just every day there's something here. Ceres moving into Taurus, we'll talk about next week. And that, we really need to talk about. Okay. Ceres is officially moving out of Aries. Now, I really want to focus on this cluster of dates from March 17th to the 21st. Tuesday, March 17th, because this is everything's changing for you. Mercury retrograde is going to conjunct the North Node in Pisces at 8 degrees. And this is March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Anyway, coming after Mercury conjunct Mars and Mars conjunct the North Node, this can be a little bit loud. There could be something really revealing here, right? With Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces in your 6. So remember, in February, in your February forecast, I told you February 12th, when we had Mercury conjunct the North Node, I said, hey, Mercury's going to go retrograde. Mercury's going to go direct on March 20th at the degree that it was at, February 12th. So please pay attention to March 17th to March 20th. Something from February 12th. Think about conversations that you were having, texts, whatever, DMs, maybe things that you were thinking about. They're going to come back up now. There's something you're returning to between these dates. Yeah? Now, Wednesday, March 18th, the new moon in Pisces, 28 degrees. This is one of the best new moons of 2026. It's magical. It's visionary. It's in your 6th house. So you see the week before, you had all this activity in your 6th house of work. No? Your workspace, your work environment, colleagues, employees, etc. But also health. Keep that in mind. Are you working too much? Are you working too much? Are you putting a lot of energy into work that you don't like? What are the changes you're going to make? Well, you have a new moon in Pisces, okay? Remember, the rules are 6 of your daily activities, work, and health. And it's a new moon in Pisces at 28 degrees, which is like endings, like true endings. So this is the beginning of the end. You see what's happening 2 days later, the beginning of the beginning. So this is what I was talking about. This is old world, new world, okay? In a really big way. But the sun will sextile Uranus this day. It's perfectly baked in pretty much into this new moon. So this is really, really stimulating. This is bringing a lot of attention to your daily routines, your lifestyle, work, self-improvement, all of that. In Uranus and Taurus in your 8th house, which is transformation. All right? And sex. And deepening relationships. And money and sex. That's the 8th house. All right? So you're going to have some changes. And it's going to be really unpredictable, unexpected. It's going to be you having breakthroughs as well. But expect some change with work, your daily activities, perhaps relationships, perhaps something with investments, your future investments, bonuses, commissions, getting a check from, I don't know, some, maybe your car had a thing and it's like, oh, we owe everybody, $40 million each. Here you go. Now, we also have another grand trine. We have Uranus in Taurus, the Sun in Pisces, Juno in Capricorn. And so while all this work stuff is happening, a lot of you are deciding between work, home. Should I work at home? Should I go, do remote work? Or should I go back into the office? What makes the most sense? Because I'm having changes in the workspace. Remember, Venus is in Aries. This is all about you. Yeah? Initiate. All right? But this is definitely going to be like a big chapter of your life ending for this brand new chapter. And it will be the mutable signs. It's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces that feel this new moon the most. If you have any planets 25 to 29 degrees in any of the mutable signs in your natal chart, you will really feel this end of an era, new beginning the most. And if you do, I fully support this. And I'm very excited for you. Because those degrees, oh my goodness, those degrees, the 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 in the mutable signs have just been hammered the past year. Okay? So I'm very happy for you because you're about to leave. You're really going to feel this new era. And let's see. Friday, March 20th. Yeah. Happy equinox. We'll obviously talk about this a lot more in your weekly forecast. When the sun moves into Aries, the sun is exalted in Aries. We move into Aries season. This is a huge spotlight on relationships for you, partnerships, love, marriage, business partners, contracts. But when it's a sun exalted. So it's optimism, it's confidence. Mercury goes direct this day as well. You get a lot more clarity. And this is, happy spring, happy fall in the southern hemisphere. But this is the astrological new year, okay? Astrological new year. It's not even the astrological new year. It is the new year, okay? I've talked about this many times every year when we come to this moment. But if you are new, if you don't know, yeah, this is the real new year, okay? For thousands and thousands and thousands of years, this has been the new year before Pope Gregory decided to change the entire calendar system just a few hundred years ago. That's it, just even a few hundred years ago, okay? To the Gregorian calendar. And so it doesn't really make sense. And it kind of throws people off, but like November, Novo 9, it's not the 11th month. You can do that with every month, by the way. Anyway, this is when the world naturally comes to life. Everything comes to life. We all have biofields. We're connected to Earth. You're going to actually feel it. You're going to feel this fire as well, especially, moving into Aries season, Aries, being fire. But anyway, happy new year. And you're just going to start feeling your new timeline a lot more. Communication is going to be a lot more clearer. This is a great time. All right. The other thing is Saturday, March 21st, you're going to feel Mars trine Jupiter. I don't even know what to tell you, Libra. You're going to feel this days before, days after. This is the peak. Okay. And so you've got Mars in Pisces trine Jupiter in Cancer. Remember, Jupiter just went direct, so you got to give him time to move forward. So he's still at 15 degrees, his degree of exaltation. This is one of the best aspects of the year. One of my favorite aspects of all time. You really feel this. And, this is already rare, but the fact that Jupiter has not been in Cancer since 2014, we have not had this in 12 years, and this is all or nothing. This is hashtag gains. LFG, all right? It's Mars, action. And Jupiter, who expands. And remember, Mars in Pisces in your 6th, Jupiter in Cancer in your 10th. career, work. If you're not here for that, fame for what you do, fame for your daily activities, fame for, your pet store, fame as a doctor, sixth house is health. Remember that. So anyway, Jupiter just, brings you success. You're just going to feel confident. This is absolutely amazing. You're really going to feel like you're life changing. And then let me see. The last thing I'm just going to tell you real quickly. Well, yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, but we'll talk a lot about this in your weekly forecast because it's a really big deal. Wednesday, March 25th, we will have a Saturn Cazimi. Okay, the day before you see we have a Neptune Cazimi. So Wednesday, the 25th, bigger deal. You have the Sun conjunct Saturn, 4 degrees. This only happens once a year. It's a new synodic cycle. Again, think of it just as a seeding point with something that's happening here with relationships and partnerships and a new contract. The Sun will sextile Pluto this day. All right? Pluto in Aquarius, that's your 5th house of joy, pleasure, romance, true love, soulmate, family, and children. Remember, that's still a thing for you. But the 5th house is also creative projects. There is like this entrepreneur energy. I mean, you've got a lot happening for you. This is big, but just think there's something with commitments that's you might even consider very karmic that's happening around this time. But anyway, we'll talk more about it in your weekly forecast. Libra, let's get started. Yeah, let's see what's going on for you for March. $2026. Oh, Libra Nation, y'all are so funny. What's going on? I left the window open for you. It's the blizzard day here in New York City, but I think that stopped. I don't know. I think the snow it stopped. And yeah. I did post a photo on my Instagram. There was a lot of snow. Okay, are you following me? This tarot ship? You should be. I post snow photos. Libra, stop cracking me up. I do a traditional cultic crawl spread. Offers the best overview, especially for a monthly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, Libra Nation, I got you. Libra, just letting you know that you got some big stuff happening in April. Let's get started. Yeah, I can't even. Don't mess with me, Libra. Can you see? Listen, you're gonna get you are really good. Thank you because you made this very easy for me. This is just like, come on. You got the world. There you go. You ready? You should be. You are. I can feel your energy, Libra. This is the end. It's the end of the fool's journey. And it's the world. You made it. You went through so many highs and lows and dualities. Think about the fool's journey, right? So it's all the majors. And you're here. You made it to the world. And the world is attributed to Saturn. You know that Saturn's exalted in your sign. I don't know. Well, anyway, it is. But very interesting. I love this. You made it. This has been really exciting because when you think about what's happening, Saturn, Neptune leaving Pisces, everything leaving Pisces being the end. This is the last of like all this Pisces energy. Yeah. We got the North Node. That's it. But then everything's moving into like Aries. Like there's big changes right there. Be very proud of yourself. Something's coming to an end. And it does feel like justice is served. This is you cashing in your karma points. This is everything that you've done to get to this point. The justice is in your favor, but also justice is your card. You're the scale. You're right in the middle of the major arcana, okay? Card 11. Yeah? And the same thing with the zodiac. You're right in the middle. You're Libra. You're the balance, you know what I mean? Like, that's you. And so it's almost like this homecoming for you. You went through this big karmic cycle with Saturn in Pisces for 2.5 years in your 6th house, leaving. And now you have all these inner planets in Pisces, a new moon in Pisces, where you get to really make some big changes in your everyday activities, in your world. All right? And so this is saying that it's, in a way, it's saying it's like you passed the test. Yeah? Look what you've got in your future. And so this month, just be true to you. Be your authentic self. Use that sword, the sword of truth. Yeah? Point it straight to the sky. Connecting with the divine, the cosmos, right? Use it. It's very spiritual, all this Pisces energy. And yeah, to just cut anything you don't need. And just work from a place of like what's true to you, what's meaningful to you. And take the actions you need to take that are true to you. Yeah, that's at that high frequency. So I love this. I can't even, like, you have the Page of Cups in your challenge area. That's fine. Two things that are coming up. One, be very open to new things. Yeah. Remember, we're even from the eclipse to the Saturn-Neptune conjunction to everything that's happening in March, it's all about moving into the new. All right, so you got to get rid of the old world, leaving things in the old world. And remember, even with that eclipse, you're going to feel, I mean, it's an eclipse. You feel it for like the entire month pretty much. So even parts of you, eliminating parts of you that just does not need to move forward in your new era. And so just be open-minded to things, be open to, letting things go that you need to let go, things that are not, on your path of bliss. And the other thing is that, pay attention to, again, your intuition, messages that you receive. Really trust your gut. Okay. And then secondly, there may be, something here with like a child, maybe something here with like your child, maybe something here with, if you're a teacher, student, things like that. Where it's just like, you need to be a little like, they may not see eye to eye about something. All right. That's coming up. So remember, you're the sign of diplomacy. You're going to be fine. Secondly, if you are single, there may be a couple things here where, you may have a couple suitors that may not be the one. That's fine. You're starting this new journey, and there's a lot of fish in the sea for you. And again, this is through April. Okay, it's through April, but you have that amazing new moon. You have a lot happening for you with a Saturn Kazemi, even with like the Saturn conjunct Venus. Anyway, keep that in mind. The other thing, actually, there may be someone that's testing you. It just does feel like that. All right, and the pages are really young. Now, and it may be like an intern at your, just. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles in your crown. Yeah, you're going to be going back and forth on a lot of things. And a lot of that is because of two things. Mercury retrograde, two, Saturn-Neptune conjunction. You're still kind of getting your footing on that. Remember, we have not experienced this in human history, right? At 0 degrees. And so it is a little bit of, all right, what's going on? Especially with partnerships, relationships, a lot of work and career stuff for you as well. There's, with the eclipse, like right at the beginning of the month in your 12th house, like a lot going on upstairs. Mercury ruled, right? The lunar eclipse in Virgo, but it is your 12th house. So just keep that in mind. But this, again, focus on your future. Yeah. Even if there are some things that you have to learn from the past, even if there are some like circumstances and events and even people from your past, like I said, coming up, why are they coming up? Why are you thinking of them? Okay. Use it as a way to prepare for your future and to map out your future. You see, he's looking back. You don't want to look back. This is a month where you don't. If you do, it's more about assessing. Remember, Mercury retrograde, all the reads like reassess, reevaluate, all of that to move forward. All right, to plan things moving forward. This is a little bit of just, yeah, there may be a little bit of some energy this month where you do feel like things have to change. I don't know how, but I'm going to sit here and make it work. Okay. And this is not only money, finances, also it's work, it's career, but it's also, but also your physical reality. So it could be like a relationship, whatever you've, put time and energy into. All right. Remember, this is a month where it's about you. You're going to ask yourself, is this worth it? How committed am I? Yeah. Go after what's authentically you. Have the Page of Wands and the root of your spread. There's something new happening, right? You know that there's something big, and the Page of Wands again. Think of the Page of Wands as a seeding point. All right, this is just your imagination. There's something here. Wands are, the spirit of fire. It's like fire in your belly. There's something here that you really, truly will be going after. There's something that you feel in your bones. The wands, think of it as your passions. Yeah. Wands are this life force. They have this strong creative energy as well. Libra, y'all are so creative. Okay. I've seen, a lot of your work at the Libra Museum. You have the Three of Cups in your future. Mm-hmm. You have a lot to celebrate. You have a lot to celebrate. You're going to be good. You're going to be absolutely good here. Again, this just feels like end of a chapter. You learned a really big lesson, or this month you will. Okay. That gives you a lot of power. It makes you feel empowered. You can make karmically sound decisions. The Justice card and the Heart of your spread. You have the Three of Cups, a card of celebration. A card of like bonding as well. A card of like being with your squad, your friends. It's just even colleagues, whatever it is. It's a celebration. Look at what's happening. Here's the end. Here's the beginning. The Three of Cups, three is a vibration of the Empress, all about creation. Okay, so they're celebrating the end of a harvest, the beginning of a new one. Okay, how fitting with the new moon, or sorry, the lunar eclipse, the full moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo, right? Virgo is like all about the harvest. There's something new happening here that you can get really excited about. Let's get to your stuff. Libra, y'all, LN. Yeah, Libra Nation. I'm going to start saying LN. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Leave comments though. Listen, all this, like, I really want to, tell me, are you getting a new job? A lot of you are getting a new job. You're getting recognition for something, promotions. That seems very likely. Partnerships or your contracts, agreements. And yes, Mercury retrograde, sure. Remember, when it comes to contracts and agreements, it doesn't mean you can't. I've given you, like, okay, so here's the thing. Because this is going to be such a big month for you, where you have a couple seeding points in your 7th house of contracts and agreements, even like maybe even real estate, and marriage. But Mercury retrograde, it's advised not to sign contracts. However, if it is something from the past, it's generally fine. Remember, you're fixing things. And so it could be something that you're returning to. That would make sense. Yeah. It all really depends on your chart. But secondly, you can also think of whatever you're signing. There may be some, changes. Always read the fine print. Let's look at your stuff. Oh my gosh. While I was saying all that, how funny. Yeah. Libra, very interesting. I'm going to have to clarify that because there is a big story happening here. You have the Ten of Swords. Good for you. Okay. Have it. Have it. Anything up here that's taking up too much headspace. Remember, health is a big theme for you, and that does include mental health, right? Are you worrying too much? Is there too much going on up here? Yeah, that Ten of Swords. No matter how you do it, it's got to end. Okay? It's got to end. So if there is this sense of, maybe you feel that, for instance, you feel a lot of pressure at work, or you feel that, some colleagues are like talking behind your back, which is very likely, well, not very likely, but very possible with your 12th house activated with the lunar eclipse. The 12th house is also, like I said, hidden enemies, things happening behind the scenes, like gossip, things like that, right? Like you're aware of it. It is the subconscious. So whatever it is, we gotta end it. Okay. And it can be the hard way. It could be in a way like, oh, I don't feel confident enough to have this conversation, or I don't want to think about how good it will feel when it's over. Yeah. 10 is the end. So keep that in mind. All right. That's something that I feel like is going to be very helpful if something is just taking up too much headspace. You have too good of a spread to let that, don't just let it go. King of Cups, external factors area. It feels like you do have someone that is going to be very pivotal. Someone who loves what you do. Someone who is, King of Cups. This is someone who, leads with his heart. He's very empathetic, a lot of compassion. He's telepathic, basically, really heightened emotion. So, and intuition. So it just feels like there is someone that could be opening these doors for you. The other thing is, like, it could be someone that it just feels like there is this paternal figure, like boss figure, authority figure, leader. Yeah. That could also be helping you in some way, or it feels really nice. It could be even a family member, someone that is very supportive that you really, really need through this process. And will it be a process? Yes. You have the Death card. Amazing. You want it. All you want is change. You want this big transformation. That's what's happening this month for you. You're having a big transformation. And through next month, April. Yeah. Remember, you do have Uranus in your 8th. The 8th house is transformation. And Uranus is very active this month. But anyway, you also have the Three of Swords in your final outcome. And so, very interesting because that is your card. It's also interesting because it is the third decan. It's attributed to Saturn in Libra. So, Saturn. Yeah. So, I'm going to see something here because I feel like it's something that, let me just see something for you. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's going to be something hard that you're going to have to do. Like I said, from the very beginning, you may have to make a decision. You may have to make a choice. You may have to do something that you're going in a different direction where you can't bring people with you. You've made that decision, whether it's a relationship, whether it's like job, career, you're moving to a new company, whatever it is. It may be difficult. It may be heartbreaking. It also, very likely it could be happening to you too, but that is your karmic sign. That is your sign that symbols. Remember, if you're awake, you're paying attention. If you're let go from your job or something, let's say that is a possibility. Well, you've got some great things on the other side. If that never happened, you wouldn't have moved into this amazing. Yeah. So great. You got the Sun. You're good. You're good. AF. It's your rebirth. You got a big rebirth there. You got the Death card. You got all this change. You got the end. You're empowered. The beginning here. You have another 3, right? Remember, 3 is the Empress. So this is some emotional healing that you may be doing. And then you have the Sun, card 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10. It is a rebirth. You see the wisdom child here. This is you being, tapping into your inner child. It's also like you feel free. There's no weight on your shoulder. It is the Sun. It's optimism, opportunities, good health, wealth, but also your rebirth. And again, the red banner, just achievements. There's something here, but it feels like you're moving in a new direction. Anyway, let's break it down week by week, Libra. Let's see what's going on for you for the first week. I am going to have to grab my dog who is just, she woke up, she saw those in your sign, she's like, you're doing Libra. What are you doing? Why am I not included here? Okay, so let me grab her. And Libra, for the first week of and yeah, she is bundled up. Ruby, say hi. Come on, be nice. Say hi to the Libras. The first week of March, as you know, Mars is moving into Pisces. We have the lunar eclipse in Virgo. We also have Venus sextile Uranus, amazing for you. Sun trine Jupiter, amazing for you. You have Venus moving into Aries. You have Mercury Cazimi. You have that grand water trine as well. Don't forget daylight savings, March 8th, with Venus conjunct Saturn, Mercury trine Jupiter. And remember, that's a lot. That's the first week. All right. So let's see what's going on for you, Libra. Ooh, for the first week of March. You got 2 cards. You got a little bonus here. Yeah. Just don't. Yeah. You got the Hierophant. You got the High Priest. You got the 4 of Wands. A lot of y'all are, congratulations, you're getting married. It is official. Wow. There's your new life. A lot of y'all are definitely getting married. Okay. If not, you're starting something new, something that feels free, something where you feel like a leader, you're imparting wisdom. A lot of y'all are getting married though, signing contract, moving to something new. It's just, this is so auspicious. I cannot believe that. Congratulations. Are a lot of y'all, let me see. Oh yeah. A lot of y'all having babies too. And you're signing something really official. All right. Let's see what's going on for you the second week. Jupiter goes direct. We will have Venus sextile Pluto, by the way. FYI. That is going to be, yeah, big for you. That is all about money, sex, power, money, sex, power. You have Mars conjunct the North Node, Mercury conjunct Mars, Ceres moving into Taurus. Let's see. Okay, and remember, there's a lot more. That's the main for the second week, Libra. Ruby, what are you doing? Okay, yes, you got the devil. Okay, so yeah, remember, this is right before that big cluster of days that has the new moon in Pisces. And so the second week, you're still under, the shadow of the lunar eclipse in Virgo. And so keep that in mind. You also have Juno and Capricorn. Okay. So yeah, the devil, just whatever doesn't serve you well. That's what I said, right? And that's the same thing right there. A lot of it will have to do with relationships and partnerships, and even with, everything that you're releasing. Okay. This is, recognizing it, breaking free from those chains. Are you in a toxic relationship? Are you in a codependent relationship? Are you in a job where you feel like you're chained to your desk? Are you in a job where you feel like you have toxic colleagues or a toxic boss? Are you overworking? Are you putting too much energy into relationships and not paying attention to your family or your friends or your dog or, whatever it is? It's for you to recognize. Okay. Now, third week. Big. We have Mercury conjunct the North Node. We have, Sun sextile Uranus, new moon in Pisces, the equinox. Mercury goes direct. We move into Aries season. We have Mars trine Jupiter, and we have the Sun conjunct Neptune. Let's see what we can expect for the third week. What's the big thing? Yeah. What does Libra got to know? Libra Nation for the third week. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, wow. This sets you so free. Like, you are floating. You are so awakened. This is a huge spiritual awakening. This is something where, you hear the blow of the trumpet, right? You have an Archangel Gabriel, And so there is something here where you do feel like, yeah, I am aware of everything that's happening. And I feel liberated. And I feel like I know my path. I know my journey. I'm awake. I had my it's a aha moment. Really, really nice. Now, the last week, yeah, we have the Saturn, Cazimi, Sun sextile Pluto. One of the big things I forgot is March 27th, Saturn sextile Pluto. Okay? Remember, that's part of the prism portal. So you're seeing it's getting locked in. Remember, you got a glimpse of it last summer. All right? It's huge. And then Venus actually moves into Taurus on Monday the 30th. That's a big deal, okay? Because Venus, you share Venus with Taurus. Venus is, going into her domicile. She's going home. And Taurus was her 8th house. And that's why I'm saying April's going to be really big for you when it comes to love and money. Let's see what's going on for you for and business partners and investments. Let's see what's going on for you for the last week of July. Libra. Oh, yeah. 10 of Wands. End of the end. There it is. Okay. I would pay attention to the Saturn Cazimi. It's sobering. Okay. Recognize with that 10 of Wands. Have you reached the end of something that you have to this is it. It's the last week. You can just let this go. You got, all right. Actually, yeah. You do have a full moon the first week of April. Well, there you go. You got to there's something you got to let go. 10, again, the end. You have a lot of cards here that's indicating like end, beginning. 10 of Wands, that's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of, taking on too much responsibility. It's also like a sense of like, it is that burnout energy I was talking about, but it's also like pushing yourself. Like, are you pushing yourself in a direction that that's part of the old path? You're trying to make something work when you've got all these other great opportunities, this other direction. Because, when Mercury does go direct, it's still in shadow and it's still a little, fuzzy. So again, it's more about trusting your intuition and knowing where you're directing your passions. But it's also a really good sign. It's like, you drop a wand or two, you can see, right? Coming after judgment, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Just recognize if you relapse into that, right? Just have your moments, have your, what is it? Safe words. Like when you're working too hard, start, I don't know, maybe even like singing a Keisha song or something. Something that just like wakes you, you're like, oh wait, I'm back in working hard mode. Libra, next week we will go a little bit more into, we'll do the second week, deeper in the aspects. And the second spread, the bonus spread, yes, we're going to look at love, career, money, health. We're going to look at, we'll pull more cards. And the big one, right? The big card. What is your big message? And then, and tier 3 members, really good legendary members. First of all, thank you so much for being members. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Libra, y'all are amazing. I will see you next week. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.